What is the number one reason for divorce?
I hate you!
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you just kiss my left?
Is it that somebody cheats on somebody? Is it somebody smacks somebody? Is it that somebody just outgrows somebody? Is it that they had too many kids? What is the number one reason for divorce? It's financial issues. It's financial stress, financial burden placed on that marriage. And the average couple, the average people don't know how to handle that extra stress. When you add in that stress on a marriage, because marriage is hard enough, kids are hard enough, 50% of marriages end in divorce. We know that another 25% of those marriages, of the 100%, are just, you could call them married renters, right? They're just going through the motions. But then there's that other 25% that are figuring it out, working through it. Probability is just where mathematics start to come into play to help you do your job. When you approach every conversation having 4 aces in your poker hand, or you have a crown, what's it called? A royal flush. When you know percentages, sure, you might get a hold of that 1%er who's going to say, I have no personal debt. I have money in the bank. Good for them. That's not your borrower. That maybe you should interview that person so that he or she could help educate other people. No, but your average borrower is that person you see on the freeway every single morning, driving right next to you to and from work. And there's thousands of people. Every day when I'm driving to work, I think every one of these people is doing the same thing I do. They need to get up, they need to put their stuff aside, and they need to get to work because they need to make money to try and figure out how to pay their bills. Most of them are living a tough marriage due to financial stress. We know this. Every loan that you have done, you have seen their credit reports. Are you telling me those people don't have personal debt? They had personal debt when they bought the house. They took that personal debt into the purchase of the new house. We know that they probably have stacked on $10,000 to $15,000 in more debt since you closed that transaction. If you've done a loan in the last year to 2 years, you probably already have a higher rate. But some of those people walked into a little bit of equity because values have held. What happens when a borrower starts to get behind and they say, okay, now I'm ready to have that conversation. Let's go back. I'm ready to do it. And you're like, ooh, John and Mary, I hate to tell you this, but I can't help you now. You've gotten behind and a loan is not going to be an option for you anymore. You should talk to a bankruptcy lawyer to double check what your rights are, what your options are. My God, how did I go from here to here? They go to the bankruptcy lawyer and the bankruptcy lawyer says, wow, you have a lot of equity in this house. You should go talk to somebody about a loan. And they're like, I already did. And they're, ooh, okay. So you can't qualify for a loan. You have a lot of equity. Guess what? I can't do a bankruptcy for you. They're not going to let you have that kind of equity in the house. How about this? I'm going to refer you to a real estate agent and they're going to talk to you about selling that house so that you could liquidate some of that equity and pay back some of this debt that you've taken on. See how fast that can escalate in the wrong direction? Nobody wants to have that conversation. It's a hard conversation to have. But if you know that the probability based on debt, based on the average American, based on the hardworking blue collar worker, based on the average divorce rate, based on all these things that we know to be true, we know that people are buried in debt. We know they're living paycheck to paycheck. We know they're having marital woes because nobody's happy when they're stressed. And we know that people are living beyond their means. And we know that most people aren't getting raises right now and or walking into big, large sums of money. We know that the average American has less than $400 left after they pay their bills. And we know that life never stops. Hey, my name is Rich Hanlin. This channel is all about finding ways to help people have conversations, to make more loans. And that's what Mortgage Ballers is all about. So until the next time that we talk, stay thirsty, my friends.
Stay thirsty, my friends.